We will try this again. James Williams, the Stankonia ambassador, and I'm back. Second time recording this video because the first time the audio was not working. Nonetheless, I'm back and I'm gonna make it better the second time than it was the first time. So I will start off again by saying this. The chair is against the wall and John has a long damn mustache, mother fluffer. That's where we at out here in these streets. And if you don't understand what I'm saying to you, then bro, I don't know how to help you. You heard me? I don't know how to help you. So if you mother fluffers don't understand what's going on, I'm gonna try my best to make you understand. And if you knew, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't be an ignorant mother fluffer. Don't be that way. This is what I'm gonna say to you. Take some time, listen to the content, do some research before you run your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the biggest problems we have. So many people, because of this social media, man, you watch stuff just to comment, then you comment to prove how smart you are. Only proving how dumb you is. You understand, mother fluffer? Take some time, try and learn something. Learn something. Stop being a dumb mother fluffer. Now, with that being said, we ain't got past a minute. I think we should be fine as to move forward and proceed forward with the content. Now, we're sticking to Dr. Death, the most evil lizard there is. And that's why I'm calling him Dr. Death. Me and somebody in the comment section, we decided we were going to kind of try and call him Dr. D, but that came off the wrong way to me. I'm going to call him Dr. Death, even though he ain't no real doctor. We already discussed how he got his moolah. His mama gave him his money, a mama's boy, gave him his money, gave him a whole company. And then he around here telling the whole world, this is what you going to do, because I say so. But I saw something today that I thought was real interesting, right? You know, you would think that a person that's running around, you know, telling everybody what they're going to do with their body, telling the whole world that, you know, it's too much carbon, you would think that this person actually had the ability to think strategically, right? You would think that. But I see this clip with him playing Magnus in a game of chess. Now, for those of you who don't know the world of chess, excuse me, my eyes are a little sticky because of sinuses. For those of you who don't know who Magnus is, he's a world chess champion. Actually, a dog on a chessboard. And this guy had the nerve to play him in a game of chess. And I'm thinking, okay, you know, you're supposed to be smart. This should be at least, you're not going to beat him, but it should at least be a challenge, right? It should be something. Something should happen. Oh, no. Nothing happened because he ain't smart. Ain't nothing happening at all. Watch this. Ain't nothing happening at all because he's a damn idiot. But this same damn idiot is on the back of the world, biting you on the nape of your neck, telling you that this is what you're going to do. But look how much intelligence he lacks.
The game is on.
Now, for those of you who don't understand the game of chess, King's Pawn's opening, black is Magnus, the white pieces are Dr. Death. But I just want you to see how quickly he whoops this man's butt. And you may say, well, he's a world chess champion. But for those of you who ever played a game of chess, you know that a 5-year-old child knows better than to do what Dr. Death is doing. Brings his bishop out, look like a good move. Got his knight out. He cleared the way from the castle. Takes the pawn. Takes with a knight. Dr. Death is going to castle. Even though the queen is sitting right there pointing at his castle, he's going to do it anyway. Now, all of that stuff you could say is intelligent chess, even though I wouldn't say it's intelligent chess. He got his pieces out on the board, he castled. This is where you come to realize that this man is a damn idiot. Bishop comes out, pinning the knight to where you can't move the knight or you lose your queen. Watch what he does. And he pushes the pawn. Now, for those of you who ain't never played a game of chess, you may never play a game of chess in your life, and I understand that, and this may be over your head, not in a negative way. I don't say over your head like you're dumb. It's just because you haven't played the game of chess. But here's something that you know about the game of chess. That castle is at its strongest when everything is intact. The minute you start messing with them pieces in that section and not reinforcing that section, you asking for a butt whooping. But what he did was particularly dumb. And what he does next is particularly dumb. Pause, stop, and let me explain this to you. This is an indication to me. Because I was delighted when I saw this, because I really wanted to have an understanding of who this person was. Now, somebody will say, well, he could have lost that game on purpose. I don't think so. It's indicative of his personality. Bold, absolutely as bold as they come, to go out and say the things that he's saying, and attempt to do the things that he's doing. But here's what happens when you stand up to someone who's bold inside of a circle of people where they have nobody to combat that boldness. So if everywhere you go, everybody's telling you, oh, because you got money, you're the greatest on the planet. You have no reason to develop any real intelligence, because you haven't been through anything to develop anything real. What do you mean, Stankonia Ambassador? Why are you saying such things? I'm saying this because I need y'all to understand something. You, yourself, are smarter than any of these people. Because guess what? You had to raise children. You had to go through life. You had to go through the ups and downs in life. You had to go through the turmoil. You survived cancer. You survived prostate cancer, breast cancer. You did all this stuff. And you still here. And this mother fluffer has been given everything. And this will piss me off. I ain't gonna lie. This will piss me off. This mother fluffer got all the money in the world and don't even know how to play a game of chess. Got all the time in the world. Don't even know how to play a simple game of chess. I'm making you more plain to you. When they lock men up in prison, a couple things they do. Some of them turn into booty bandits. Not all of them become booty bandits. Not all, but some of them become booty bandits. But a lot of them learn how to play a game of chess because they got all the time on their hands in the world. They got nothing else to do. But this mother fluffer got all the money, all the time. And instead of learning how to make himself better, because this is a sign of what to me, this is a sign. You ain't did nothing to make yourself better, mother fluffer. You worry about me. And you can't play a simple game of chess and you worry about me? What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna eat? What I'm gonna drink? Man, you see, this is why the Stankonia Ambassador don't be talking about these kind of subjects. Because when I be seeing it, these mother fluffers piss me off. But watch this. He sits some bait out there for him, and he's so dumb he gonna take the bait. Oh, that's really? Give me that piece. That's free. Oh, checkmate, mother fluffer. Checkmate one, mother fluffer. And you took the bait. He set the bait out there for you and you took it. So here's what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. If any of y'all found yourself where you had to deal with this guy one-on-one in any circumstance outside, he couldn't deal with, because he's in a bubble. And then I was watching some of the other clips, and the mother fluffer had the nerve to get upset. Because he said, well, people are talking about me and they're calling me a conspiracy theorist and they're saying that I'm trying to kill the world. Yes, you are, mother fluffer. You can't even handle the consequences of your actions, of people calling you out. It's crazy. Watch that.
You're getting a lot of strength there.
Checkmate, mother fluffer. Gang.
Oh, that was quick. Oh, that was stab.
Less than 30 seconds. And this is who's on the back of the neck of the world, unbuckling the bra of the entire world? Come on, man. But you got the same person got the nerve to tell you this.
To meet a new constraint. And that constraint has to do with CO2. CO2 is warming the planet. And the equation on CO2 is actually a very straightforward one. If you sum up the CO2 that gets emitted, that leads to a temperature increase. And that temperature increase leads to some very negative effects. The effects on the weather, perhaps worse.
Let me ask y'all a question. You breathe in oxygen and breathe out what? Anybody know what you breathe out your mouth and out your nose when you go? What's coming out? So just for those of you who are confused as to what he means by CO2, what the hell comes out of your nose and mouth after you breathe in? Anybody? Anybody? Do you know?
First, the indirect effects in that the natural ecosystems can't adjust to these rapid changes, and so you get ecosystem collapses. This equation has 4 factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to 0, and that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2.
Who wants it to get it to 0, mother fluffer? Do any of y'all want to get it to 0? How many of y'all wake up in the morning and say, hey, it's a damn good idea. Let's get the mother fluffing CO2 to 0 today.
2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to 0. That's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look.
And then they had the nerve to laugh. They had the nerve to laugh.
First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new health care,
on what?
Reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Remember I was talking about the definition of health the other day, what his definition of health was? Here it is, right there on the screen. Now, for you to, so you understand, the V word is going to be edited out of this. So you're going to need to read and pay attention. But he just defined what health is to him. So when these people talk about health, this is what they mean. Excuse me. I need you to understand this. They talk about health. This is what they mean. Furthermore, this is what else the lizard person had to say.
For all these, that there's enough capacity, that there's competition, so the prices keep going down, and we will have new vaccines. We'll have TB, malaria, HIV, and even the things like COVID vaccines. We need to make them have longer duration, more coverage, and we're going to change, instead of using a needle, to use a little patch. So the pandemic really highlighted that we've been underinvested in those innovations, and our partners in India are part of how we're going to get these breakthrough products done.
Now I'm going to say this. I'm going to put the music back underneath this, because I think the reason why I had to edit some of the other stuff out of the last video is because I took the little music bed from under it, so somebody could say it was their original work. So I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna put the music. If you want a mother fluffers that's gonna sit there and say, you shouldn't have music competing with your boy, shut your mother fluffing mouth, let me do my job. You understand what I'm saying? Or just go somewhere else and listen and watch. Or go do your research yourself. In fact, I encourage every last one of y'all watching to start a YouTube channel and talk about the same mother fluffing thing. Don't watch me, go do something. If you're that passionate about it, go do something about it. You understand what I'm saying? Be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. But I'm gonna have to do this because that's what happened to the last video. Because it was the original work. And it's like, oh, it's my original work and we're gonna do it. Even though I talked through it, even though that's, it's Fair Use Act, I have to do it. Now, this dude just told you that you need to do a good job with these things and you can reduce the CO2, which is what you breathe out of your mouth. So therefore, if you want to reduce the CO2, you got to reduce what breathes the CO2, which is you, by 10 to 15%. Then he turns around in January and he says, we got new stuff coming for you. We got that new. So he's telling that new coming. But if you go back 2 videos, we were trying to figure out when they was going to have an opportunity to use the new. But we see the opportunity for them to use the new right now. Here come the new. You see what I'm saying? It's all right there in front of you. Somebody like, man, you beating a dead horse. I'm going to beat the bricks off this horse. Because it's the only way people understand. What you think they do to you? What you think they did to you? What you think they did to you? To get you to leave your mama and daddy in a nursing home by themselves. To get you to not have your family come over for Christmas dinner or for Thanksgiving dinner. How do you think that was done to you? They told you once? No, they told you every day, all day. Everywhere you went, you were told. So don't come at the stank on the ambassador because he's telling you. You heard me? Keeping it real with you, brother. Just like my partner Kirby. And don't make me bring Kirby back on the internet. For those of y'all who don't know who Kirby is, don't make me go get Kirby. If I bring Kirby, it's gonna go crazy out here in these streets.
Almost all our diseases, like HIV, crossed over from chimpanzees in Africa quite some time ago. Ebola came from bats. This also, with one step in between, came from bats. So it's going to keep happening.
What step was in between? You see what I'm saying? Dude be telling you. This also with one step in between came from bats. What's the step? Anybody know what the step is? See, this is what I mean. The same dude who can't win a chess, don't even know how to play a game of chess. That I could take a 7-year-old kid who just learned how to play the game of chess and teach them in 24 hours, they're gonna whoop his butt in the game of chess. He be telling you everything. And then what makes it worse is he's doing this. Ladies, let me say this to you. If you a woman out there, big leg, skinny leg, long leg, big breast, little breast, short hair, long hair, black, white, Indian, Chinese, don't matter what you is. Don't matter what you is. If you ever encounter a man and the man is doing like this with it, look, I want you to, let me make it big. Let me make it big. I'll make it big. Make it all the way big. All right. If you ever encounter a man, matter of fact, I'm just going to turn the volume down of what's being said. And I want you to look at the body language. If you ever encounter a man, we started from here, who's doing his hands like this. Look at, watch this. Watch the body language when it starts. This is him trying to convince him. If you ever encounter a man who starts doing his hands like this, getting defensive, crossing, here we go. If you see that body language from a man right there, let me tell you something. You better run. You better run. I'm talking about, because it puts the lotion on its skin, drops you at the bottom of a well, and has a little fluffy dog at the top barking at you. That's what that is. It puts the lotion on its skin. And then if you look at them eyes, hold on. Look at them eyes. Them black beady snake eyes. Don't leave your children around nothing that look like that. And if you a man, don't leave your girl around nothing that look like that. Don't care damn how much money they got. It puts the lotion on its skin. Point blank, period. Now the craziest thing about it all, we came to this conclusion. Why would the lizard do this? What's up with the lizard? Why are you doing it? And this is what even pisses me off even more. So we know that money's not real, right? If you don't know, hold on. If you don't know that this ain't real, you ain't figured out that this ain't real yet. This is why I be inflating, going up and down. And why one day you can go get some gas, other day you can't go get it. It's based on how much is printed. You ain't figured out that this ain't really real. You got a problem. But when you realize that he's doing this over something that's imaginary, that really don't exist, and he tell you right here, he gonna tell you, watch.
Decades, and you figured out the return on investment. You've invested $10 billion in vaccinations over the last 2 decades, and you figured out the return on investment for that, and it kind of stunned me. Can you walk us through the math?
Over a 20-to-1 return. So if you just look at the economic benefits, that's a pretty strong number compared to anything else.
I think the numbers that you ran through were, if you had put that money into an S&P 500 and reinvested the dividends, you'd come up with something like $17 billion, but you think it's $200 billion.
Here, yeah.
That when you realize that this is what he called himself doing it over, it pisses you off even more. Because the mother fluffer doing it and don't even, this don't, what is it? At the end of the day, what is it? I'm not even going to talk about the spiritual connotations of it because I don't even want to go that deep into what this really is. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, that's what the evil is all about. You can make a profit? Bruh. I say this, and I submit this to the Stankonia Ambassador Army, and I submit this to the Dark Waters family, which have now blended. I can say this confidently. If any of you were in the vicinity of this person, I'm talking about violence or anything like that. If any of you were in the vicinity of this person, you can outthink, out-talk, out-strategize this man at any point in time. Because his whole life has been inside of a bubble. And his whole life has been handed to him. And so the only way you can think this way is because everything has been handed to you. I mean, everything. And you believe the lie. This is a damn lizard. And I know it's a lizard because only a lizard can think this damn way. This is Stankonia Ambassador James Williams, Dog Waters. I'll be back in a moment with the next lizard, as we're going down Lizard Lane.